And in that survey, what we found is that there is some kind of highly conductive mass with a unique shape from between 1 and 200 feet underground.
When we were passing under here, when we were over here, we were hitting metal, but we were passing under the object, and the word...
The manta ray.
Whoa.
He said.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, we've been told that there is a manta ray under here.
A manta ray.
Exact
shape of a manta ray, but being a craft.
Yeah.
A manta ray. They literally said manta ray.
Who said that, and what technology did they use?
These are people from Bigelow's team that has leaked information to us that looked through files from when they were up here.
Are you kidding? Right. That is such a remarkable coincidence.
What's incredible is that we had just learned about it. It just sort of just all came together. Y'all didn't front load him with that.
No, that came out of absolute nowhere.
What?
Jeff and Carl didn't know why it had that nickname. We had never heard that before until this exact investigation.
This is startling.
Oh, yeah.
This is so startling. I think the fact that a completely independent third party conjured up the same term is beyond coincidence.
During that projection, we identified an ultra low frequency that was emanating from the area, 68 hertz. We took that, turned it around, and put it back into the environment by projecting it out of our own tone generator. When we did that, we actually saw a change in the RF spectrum where the original signal seemed to intensify.
So it's almost as if you're getting a response. There is an answer, if you will, coming back.
That's what it felt like we were doing. We're putting out something and we're getting something back.
It really does look like some type of communication.
But whatever this thing was, it completely wreaked havoc on all of our technical equipment. On 2 separate occasions, these $20,000 professional EMS shielded drones got completely hijacked and crashed out of the sky. And on several occasions, they were moving forward in a motion and then suddenly stopped, just like they hit a force field or an invisible wall in the sky. Even more astonishing than that, the GPS recorded in those events internally on the drone. The first time that it happened, it recorded as if it was flying over Cuba, even though we were in Nevada, like it was headed towards the Bermuda Triangle. And then a full year later, it happened again, and the GPS falsely recorded inside the drone that it was flying over the Pacific Ocean, over the Pacific Northwest, headed over Canada in almost the exact same flight path as the year before. So it was super bizarre. It kept crashing the drones out of the sky. And these are 2 completely different drones. They're not the same drone being brought back. And we're in Nevada, and this thing is spoofing our drones every time we tried to fly them. Then we also brought in a $200,000 piece of drilling equipment and attempted to access the tunnel systems to literally go in the underground and approach the manta ray up close. And not only at this moment did I honestly get calls from strange government agents trying to intimidate us and scare us from what we were doing, but right when we started operating that big drill rig, some kind of electromagnetic wave killed the entire tractor. So it was super strange. The whole thing had layers of mystery, but it honestly all started when we figured out that ultra low frequency, and whatever was underground, it responded to us. And then the Skywatcher team, they're talking a lot about the same problem. They've even had entire control systems of a helicopter get locked up on them mid-flight. We're incapable of going up or forward. Even the physical stick of the helicopter itself would not move forward.
I've got over 4,000 hours of flight time, and this has never happened before.
So we don't know how they're jamming us. We don't know how they're turning our equipment off yet. Best guess would be a microwave signal. We're not seeing it on the frequencies we're using for our collection equipment.
And it was pretty amazing to hear the team at Skywatcher admit all of these technological fails. And when this happens, surprisingly, the Psionic team members seem to have the opposite effect. The telepathic members of the team suddenly make contact and they can almost see the future. And this is happening at the exact same time as the man-made technology is completely jammed and failing. And it surprised me that they sort of casually also mentioned that the psionic assets telepathically predicted how many UFOs were going to appear, what direction they were going to come from, how they were going to interact. And they did all of this a full 24 hours before it happened. This is mind-blowing to me because this is actual precognition. And if that's true, it means they predicted the future before it happened, and then everybody saw it and they captured the data and the footage. And I think that's pretty amazing and validating for a lot of us who have felt premonitions and experienced this kind of synchronization or manifestation happen in their own life. And that's pretty much how part 2 of this video ended. And apparently part 3 is going to focus mostly on the psionic aspects. And I'm really excited to hear about that, because it feels like we honestly have a big wave of disclosure that's coming. And I agree that none of this footage is up close or on the ground. It's not anything that you could just walk up to and touch yet, and for that kind of validation. But at least instead of this all being kept behind a curtain of secrecy, it's starting to get pulled open. And Skywatcher is openly asking for people to help. And I also think it's an open challenge to take what they are showing us and what we have figured out on this YouTube channel together, and also go out and try to see for ourselves.